What's going on?
Yeah, Isaac.
How's the adjustment going to playing the right side, and how much does it take to, play the last player a few years ago? How was that adjustment going?
Yeah, I mean, it's been an adjustment for sure, but, talking to guys like Brandon Brooks, who I've always been close with, I mean, he was the best at the position, so I've talked to him a bunch. Obviously, switching, from one guard to the next, there's different technicalities and weight position and all this kind of specific O-line stuff, but it's been going really well, being out there, especially with, Kelsey and Lane, still getting to play next to both of those guys is truly a blessing. So, no, I'm excited about it.
How did the rehab process go for you, and when did you start feeling like yourself again?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely still ongoing, but it's been awesome to be out there. I mean, the first surgery was in October, and then another one in February. So it's been long for sure, but I'm definitely ahead of schedule. In terms of being out there, moving around, it feels good. So I'm really happy. I'm really thankful for a lot of people, especially in the training staff and the weight room guys. Big shout out to my mom coming out to help me out a bunch. Couldn't have been here without her too. So very thankful for a lot of people.
So why the second surgery?
Oh, they put metal in and then they took metal out. That's about it.
Is that normal?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What did your mom do? I mean, how did she help out?
Yeah, I mean, she was out here when I couldn't walk for a long time. When I didn't feel like getting up off the couch, she was extremely helpful. And also just the company, to be honest. When you're on IR and injured and away from the team, you can sometimes feel like you're not necessarily a part of the team. But having family out here made it much easier.
As you watched Landon as you watched Landon play the left guard last year, did you think there was a pretty good chance they wouldn't move him from there?
I'll tell you what, Landon balled out last year, man. He came in, with some injuries, coming off of some injuries, got thrown in there, which, I mean, unfortunately has happened a lot across the league for offensive lines. And he weathered the storm, ended up playing really well at the end. And him and Jordan have such a tight bond relationship that, me personally, I kind of embrace challenges anyways. So, if they play so well together, I don't mind. I've loved playing next to Jordan. That's been great. But I feel, I get to play next to Lane too. So it's not, they're both, two of the best at what they do. So I'm thankful either way.
On that note, Isaac, you the starting job as your job as long as you're healthy, or do you think you'll be competing throughout training camp and preseason?
First and foremost, I mean, every year you're competing. Doesn't matter if you're a 12-year All-Pro or a first-year rookie. You got to come in with that mindset that they're always going to bring in somebody to compete for your job. That just is what it is. I'm no stranger to that. But I think when I'm healthy, I think the film says a lot. That I can play at a really high level, and I still feel that way, especially with how the foot has been recently feeling. So it's I definitely feel, when I'm good and ready to go, like I'll be out there playing well.
Hey, Isaac, how important is it that you do embrace something like this, like you said, as far as some guys might be, hey, that's my position, I'm the left guard, and might not want to make that switch. How important is it that you kind of accept it, embrace it, and go with it?
Yeah, I mean, even from the first year I got here, I played guard, tackle, center, tight end. I mean, there was a preseason game where I played every position, but so I'm used to that kind of movement around and kind of I kind of have a motto that I live by, and that's living in the moment. Day by day. I try to squeeze as much as I can out of every day, especially during this rehab process. I mean, I was doing a whole lot to get this foot right as quickly as possible, they made a goal of, of whatever the goal for the rehab was, and I was like, all right, I want to make sure I cut some months off, and now I'm out here doing stuff during OTAs, which, moving around quick and feeling good and strong. So I'm always in that every season. What can I get better at? What can I embrace? I'm not going to shy away from things that are, I'm either not good at or haven't been good at. That's the stuff I want to attack on kind of every day.
It has been some time since you had done any at center. Mm-hmm. Is that book closed?
I mean, personally, I always, I think as a player, if you mentally take the game at center, especially in the offensive line room, then it makes playing your position a little bit easier. Therefore, you kind of know, if you have the, the mental capability to kind of know what everybody's doing and still play your position at a really high level, then that's the approach I kind of take. I feel like if and I feel like it's been this my whole career. Like if they needed me to play center attack or in a pinch, you know what I mean? I feel like I could do it because I have done it before. But I mean, me and Kelsey talk all the time about what's going on, and I try to be another perspective for him because he, is extremely good at what he does. But yeah, I mean, I feel like I could do that in a pinch whenever.
Do you expect to be full go when training camp starts?
I personally, as a goal, definitely want that. I feel like I've been moving well during OTAs. I mean, I'm not really planning on taking any breaks these next 6-7 weeks. I want to be as good, if not better, than what I was before. That's always been my goal since October. So my goal is to be ready by training camp.
What did the doctors tell you?
Sometimes the doctors say something else, but I'm like I've been saying, I want to embrace that challenge of being as if not fully ready, as ready as possible come July 26th. So that's my goal.
There's some uncertainty that comes with being injured and then the move from left guard and all that sort of stuff. So I'm curious what the conversations have been like with management, coaches. Have they given you assurances about your future and all this kind of?
Man, we can't talk about that stuff, man. I can't talk about any sort of those conversations, man. But I'll tell you one thing. I'm gonna, out there on the field, man. I'm gonna go ball out as soon as I can. And Coach Stout always talks about hungry dogs run faster, and I've been as hungry as they come the past 6-7 months.
When you got hurt in Dallas, Kelsey was asked about the injury, what he thought it meant for you, and he got kind of emotional about it. Did that get back to you, and then what did that mean?
Yeah, I mean, it means a lot whenever not only a football player of that caliber, but a person of that caliber, thinks so highly of you. And to be honest, I just try to be the same guy every day. I want to come in, I want to work as hard as I possibly can to elevate myself and my teammates in whatever regard that is. And but for sure, it meant a lot. I mean, I've been playing with him and knowing him for a while, and I know he doesn't spare, give out compliments sparingly. So I definitely appreciated it.